Happy Friday, Caleb. Today's Friday, January the 30th, last Friday of the month. As you may have noticed, I don't have a video up yet. Spoiler alert, I'll have one up Saturday. But that gets me to the point of today's kind of video that I wanted to talk to you about, and that is failure. Failure is definitely an option. In fact, I'm kind of starting to wonder if failure maybe isn't the default mode of creative endeavor. And that really isn't a bad thing, I think, because what teaches you lessons more effectively, I suppose, than failure, falling on your face a bit. My own failure this month was that I took way too long to try to come up with a good idea, right? The idea of a good idea is kind of stupid, I'm now realizing, because all ideas are inherently kind of stupid. You just kind of got to pick one and go with it. Really, the difference between a good idea and a bad idea is just execution. You can take any idea, I think, and make it into an interesting film project. We'll see. I spent a lot of time trying to come up with an idea, kept coming up with interesting stuff that was just a little bit technically or logistically out of my reach. And so I kind of put that on a back burner, upper shelf. I don't know which analogy works better here, but I'd put that, to the side and think, well, let me come up with something a little bit more manageable. So I kept doing that until the remaining time in the month kept getting smaller and smaller until I have almost no time left. And so, I work a evening job at odd kind of hours. So I'm off Tuesday morning until Friday evening when I go back to work and work my night shift job. So this weekend, this last couple days has been my last weekend of the month. This is pretty much when I had to do it. And it was pretty clear to me by Wednesday afternoon that I was just not going to make it with the idea that I was working on. There were some logistical challenges, some technical stuff, mostly in terms of space. I was trying to do a lot of green screen stuff, and like the largest room in my house is still very small. And when you're doing green screen stuff, if you just don't have enough space to get the screen, the lights, the camera, everything properly in relation to each other, it just isn't really possible to do certain things. So I got a bit discouraged and was kind of scrambling, trying to come up with some other thing to do. And, like I said, spoiler alert, I got something. It's not great. It's, like I said, it's kind of a default fallback failure project, but that's what we're kind of doing here, right? We're kind of learning as we go, taking the hits, taking the misses, and hopefully learning from our mistakes. So what did I learn? Next month, February, going forward, I am going to not waste time trying to come up with a good idea. I'm just going to take what I've got and try to execute as best I can and get started as soon as possible, so that I've got a longer runway to try to get these things off the ground, right? And no real media books or movies or anything to talk about this week, because I really didn't get time to get into anything, sadly. There's a lot of stuff I wanted to get into. In addition to the discs I showed you last week, I got one more set that I had pre-ordered a while back, which I'll talk to you about maybe next week. Haven't even got a chance to look at it yet, so we'll get into that, hopefully. I've got a little more editing to do to get my film out this month. Like I said, I hope to have it out Saturday morning. Look for that. And I've been really enjoying these weekly conversations that we've had. I think the back and forth dialogue, not really a dialogue, right? It's a back and forth kind of an epistolatory thing is pretty interesting. And So I look forward to seeing your video on Monday, and I'll wish you and everyone out there a happy weekend. Have a wonderful Friday, and hope everything goes well for you creatively. So stay thirsty. And